Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernie are kicking off a $2 million guaranteed pool in the 50-cent Pick 4 on Preakness Saturday at Pimlico. It's race number 10, it's the Grade 3 Maryland Sprint, and you can get involved with your very own DRF Bets account. Sign up now, bet the Preakness with free cash, a $100 deposit match bonus waiting for you at drf.com/bet. Let's take a peek at these salty sprinters kicking off this $2 million guaranteed 50-cent Pick 4. Matt, the favorites on the outside for Chad Brown, the number 9, Long Haul Bay. First time off a long layoff, last time out, no sweat, 98 Beyer speed figure. I thought he got a really nice trip tracking a fast pace, though.
Yeah, he certainly did. I can't argue with that. The 98 Beyer makes him a major player in here, though, and it is heartening to see that Mighty Zealous came back to win that race that we did. I believe it was a race of the day yesterday, or we're recording this on Thursday, so on Wednesday. I thought it was a good effort. Like you say, he's going to need to probably move forward from that, but strictly from that outside breaking post with the sort of pace that he could have in front of him with the Beyer in his back pocket, I think there's a lot to like about Long Haul Bay.
One of my favorite Maryland breds is in this field, and that's the number 4, Lewisfield, who's won his last 2 starts at Laurel with Beyer speed figures of 95 and 97. I thought he was in some trouble on the turn in the Not For Love, Matt, when he was battling with Struth. The jockey got the bat out a little bit before the quarter pole, and then he was able to not only put away Struth, but fend off the solid It's the Journey. He's got a little bit of tactical speed, does this Lewisfield. I'm not sure he's great in stakes class, though.
I was going to say, this is really the test because he's made most of his hay against Maryland Breds. Now you're going to have to find out if he can pass the test against much better, much more talented horses. But it's hard to argue with a horse that's never been out of the money from 7 Lifetime.
Let's take a look at the Timeform U.S. pace projector for the Grade 3 Maryland Sprint Stakes. We've got the 4-horse Lewisfield out there. We've got the 3-horse Red Dragon Tattoo, one of your favorites, out there. We got the 5 Switzerland out there expected to make the lead. Before we get to Switzerland, let's talk about Red Dragon Tattoo, who just set scorching fractions in the Carter last time out and understandably had nothing left. A, he was completely overmatched at 52-1 against the streaking Army Mule. B, he's not winning with that kind of trip.
No, I mean, he was never going to win there. You see the Timeform U.S. pace rating, they give him a 162. That's just off the charts. I think there's a scenario where he's going to be forwardly placed, clearly, but he's only won outright on the lead in those 5 Lifetime wins. So there's a part of me that wonders, this pace could be very, very hot, and I don't know that he has the ability to shut it off at any point.
Oh, I think he's got to go. I have a feeling he's going to try to make the lead and put Lewisfield and Switzerland in the rearview mirror in stalking range. Let's get to Switzerland. What do you make of a horse like this? He begins his career like just such an utter disappointment, burning money left and right, time after time. Finally, Chad gets him to win on a sloppy track. They give him to Asmussen. He reels off 2 in a row, including a 100 Beyer speed figure. I got to be honest with you, Matt. The Switzerland I've seen in his last 2 starts, maybe he's just finally figured this game out.
It's one of those things. It'd be one thing with all those races, that streak of losses that he put together, if he wasn't running at least mildly fast. He was running decent enough races, mid-80s, and okay, maybe he wasn't living up to the hype, but I think it's one of those things. When the bulb finally goes on for some of these horses, it goes on in a big, big way. Switzerland, I have no knocks about any of the past 3 races. I think he's very, very talented. He's always... So look, Chad doesn't mistakenly think that a certain horse is going to be something, just completely swing and miss. This horse clearly was meant to be something from day one. Now Asmussen has him. He's rolling along. I'm just going to be fascinated to see, does he have the ability to sit off of a horse and finish? Because to date, he hasn't shown that.
If the pace falls apart, maybe the 8th Fellowship is the one to take advantage. The last time Fellowship sprinted in Maryland over a very wet racetrack, it was the General George 3 starts back. He was flying in the lane. He just missed against Something Awesome, who's just been on quite the tear. We'll see him Friday in the Pimlico Special. I won't hold the stymie against him, a tough 1-turn mile against a sharp Harlan Punch, and I certainly won't hold the Carter against him. This is a horse that, because of his running style, is always behind the 8 ball, unless there's a fast pace and a good trip, which could happen here.
Yeah, this thing could conceivably fall apart and allow a horse like Fellowship to come rolling from the back. There is a part of me, and I agree with you, that these last 2 races, he was probably in much too tough, but he just didn't have any sort of real finish. And there's a part of me that wonders, are we starting to see a horse tail off form. I've always been a big fan of this horse, and I think this is what he wants to do: 6 and 7 furlong races, one turn. But I wonder if he's tailing off.
Another horse that will come with a good run if the pace is fast. That's the 6 Irish Colonel. Looks like Cathal Lynch has gotten this horse in good form. But for this horse, good form is a 90 Beyer speed figure. He has run a 97 way back, but that was last year. I'm not sure a 90 Beyer is good enough to do this, whether he gets the right pace setup or not.
No, to be honest with you, I don't know if a 90 is good enough to hit the board. I think this is a pretty salty race, and I think there's some legitimate talent in here. Oh, again, Irish Colonel, though, he's the kind of horse, if you're playing a try or a super, he's one that you have to use underneath.
Hartwood won a stakes race at Mahoning Valley at 68-1 last year, and he really woke up over a sloppy track at Keeneland 2 starts back. 91 Beyer speed figure that day, then just in a little bit tough against graded stakes class McCracken. This is another horse that at this sprint distance is going to be taken back. I just am not sure he's the best closer in the race.
No, agree. That makes him kind of tough to like in here. I wanted to like that run 2 starts back more, but the race has come back very weak. And I just kind of wonder, is he overmatched?
Lockie hasn't done anything wrong. He's won 5 of 9 lifetime tries. He's a stakes winner at Laurel going 6. Gate to Wire last time winner at 5.5, but not sure he has the gas of the 3 big speeds inside of him.
Agreed. I think he's probably in too tough here at this distance again, as well as this sort of company. He's probably not good enough.
And it really wouldn't be the Maryland Sprint without the cool Sonny Inspired, who's closing in on $500,000 in lifetime earnings. He's going to try to go turf to dirt here. Another horse that has a kick on occasion, has run well on a wet track, but I'm not sure at this stage in his career he's ready for this caliber.
Agree. I mean, I think they would be thrilled if they got a piece, and I think that's a long shot.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the Grade 3 Maryland Sprint Stakes. We're both going with Switzerland to make it 4 in a row. No, we never would have thought that after his first 4 losses at 2-5, 9-10, 2-5, 4-5, and then another favored loss 2 starts after that. But he has put it all together. I think he can stalk the 3 and the 4 on the outside, and I think he'll be in with a big chance turning into the stretch.
I hope that's how it works out, and I hope he does show that dimension where he can shut off, relax a little bit, and not get tied up in that crazy pace duel up front, because there is a real scenario, and I can't argue with anyone that says this thing's going to crumble at the very end, but I think he's got some ability. I think he's put it all together. I want to use him over Long Haul Bay.
I think that's how it's going to be. He's got to hold off Long Haul Bay. You know he's going to be rolling in the stretch, probably getting an advantageous pace scenario. I'm going 5, 9, 4, and 7 in the Grade 3 Maryland Sprint, kicking off the $2 million guaranteed 50-cent pick 4. You can bet that with your DRF Bets account. Sign up now. Bet the Preakness with free cash. A $100 deposit match bonus is yours when you sign up at drf.com/bet. Approximate post time for the Grade 3 Maryland Sprint, 4:05 Eastern. Good luck.